What's up, YouTube? Back with another video. In the spirit of hustling, I want to talk to you about being resourceful, okay? And that might mean, what do you have in your house right now that you can potentially make money from? So in my case, it happens to be my garage, okay? Now, when I first bought my property in 2010, one of the main things I was looking for was a house that had a detached garage. And one of the reasons why I was looking for a house that had a detached garage was I was looking to possibly make a garage conversion. All right. So when I first, found the property that we're going to hop into, the property already had the bones for a potential garage conversion. All right. So when I mean had the bones, it already had, if I'm not mistaken, already had a full bathroom. So, it had where a toilet was and it had a full shower. But the only thing, there were some things missing, like it didn't have the knobs for the shower, but it didn't have cabinets. It wasn't ready to go, but it had plumbing was halfway done. Fast forward, we were thinking about, okay, man, we might be able to, well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I wanted to do something else with the garage, okay? It might have been music studio or it might have been some other stuff, right? But I was convinced that we need to we need to do something that's more solid, okay? All right, thanks, B, for keeping it that way. All right, so moving forward, we started getting like estimates or whatever, like what will it take for us to get the garage ready. It needed things like flooring. It needed cabinets. I wanted to provide a place that was already, like, for the most part, ready to go. Like, already had like appliances and the stove and that type of thing, where somebody came, all they had to do was like bring a bed, and their clothes, and that's it. So we've had a couple of tenants since we started that journey, right? So what we're looking for, there were certain things, I guess, that I was looking for that I thought would be like a cool criteria, right? And so we would put these ads up in Craigslist. All right. Craigslist was pretty cool for the most part. Craigslist is not so hot anymore, but you can still find stuff on Craigslist, right? So, we weren't trying to get rich off the place. We were just trying to get like something to offset what we were paying on the mortgage, right? And looking back at it, I know what to look for in a tenant. All right. We've had relatives, we've had strangers, and we try to do our due diligence in order to find out what's going on with who's going to rent. Fast forward a little bit, man, I ended up with a tenant kind of like, she started being the tenant from hell. And the funny thing is, when she wanted to move into the place, everything was cool. She was so happy to get the place. And, for the most part, she was young and we were happy to have her. We thought it was a good fit because we're a young couple and, sometimes we stay up late, like in the backyard, hanging out or whatever. And we were like, she's a little young. She hadn't graduated from from college from too long. So we thought it might be a good fit. And it was, I'll be honest with you, it was a good fit for at least, I want to say 2 or 3 years, and then COVID hit. So when COVID hit, something that I noticed is a lot of people stopped working. Now, she was in the medical field, and I'm not going to put too much of her business out there or whatever, but she was in the medical field, so she could have stayed working, but I guess a lot of people found a chance to take a break from just doing an everyday job. So I guess her money got funny, and obviously we started to feel that because she started being late with the rent. But it's funny, when she started being late with the rent or whatever, we ended up being the bad guys. So, you know, her problem became our problem. Now, you know, we're only human, right? We all go through stuff, late payments and all that type of stuff. We're always willing to work with her, whatever. But she started being like, you know, started being a lot of attitude. And, you know, I guess, you know, when her money wasn't right, she started finding things that were wrong with the property. Okay, that's fine. But we used to always tell her all the time, hey, call us, let us know if there's anything wrong with the property, we'll fix it. That's what we, you know, that's what we do. So we will always, you know, ask her what was going on with the property. And it wasn't until I got a call from the water company, and they were like, look, it must be a leak or something like that. Your bill is crazy high. So fast forward, we basically like, look, we got to come back there and find out what's going on. There's, you know, we got to call, we got to check on that leak. And sure enough, she just had a bucket catching water under the sink. Now, maybe we should have been a little more pushy and had more inspections. But I mean, you know, we tried to give her privacy. The situation came to a head where we thought it was better, like maybe we just part ways. You know what I'm saying? So that time came, and luckily we lost out a few months of rent or whatever, but we just decided, like, you know what, let's make the place nicer. You know, I wanted to make it almost like a Airbnb situation, but I don't want to clean up behind anybody. The Airbnb probably would have worked nice, right? I mean, this is around the time, SoFi Stadium was being built. So I'm looking at it like, how do we maximize this space or whatever? But, you know, one thing that you got to be mindful of is you don't want a lot of strangers in and out your back space. You know what I mean? I have to live here. So it would be different if it was like, if I lived off site and this whole place was being used for Airbnb. But as far as me, you know, I'll have to live here, and then I have to let people in back and forth through the back gate and all this other stuff. I mean, I probably could have automated it some type of way, but it might have been like a problem in the end. So what we ended up doing is, when the girl left, man, we had to like gut the place. Like, it was bad. You know what I mean? I mean, it just smelled. The carpet was jacked up. Everything had to be redone for the most part. So what we ended up doing is we redid the floors. We painted the cabinets. We painted the walls. New toilet, new basin in the restroom, new fridge, new stove. And we just wanted it to be like a move-in friendly situation. Like, somebody just, hey, all they needed was like a suitcase and they were good to go. We ended up with he's like almost, I want to say he's like family now, but we got lucky and we ended up with like a really nice tenant. Here's what kind of like let me know he was a cool tenant. Okay. I have trash cans that I have to take out every Thursday. I didn't ask him, but and he brought the trash cans to the back on his own. I didn't ask him. And after that, I was like, it won us over. You know what I mean? So we got lucky, and I feel blessed, you know, that we got a tenant like that. And he's also like, you know, he's almost like become family since he moved in. So we always ask him, like, is there anything that you need back here? Is there anything, you know, you let us know and we'll take care of it. So right now, rents around where I am for a single is probably about $1,500-$1,600. Now, we're not trying to get rich again, so we came up with a fair price. But what ends up happening is it offsets the bills. It ends up working out to where everybody's happy. He needed the place, we needed a tenant. So now it's about how do we coexist? Like, what do you have available right now? What can you use to make money at your house? We got stuff just like laying around that we might not use anymore, but you know, I challenge you, pick it up. You know what I mean? See if you can make money from it. You might already have a business that you're already sitting on that's just at the house, but you haven't applied yourself. Keep moving. You know what I mean? If that doesn't work, try something else. I I've never considered anything a failure, but I've never failed. It's always a win, because even what you don't even succeed at, I just look at it like a learning lesson. That wraps it up for this video. I just want to, maybe spark your brain and maybe ignite something in you to get some more money in your pocket. All right. So share, like, subscribe. Thanks for stopping through. As hustlers never die. Once again, I hope to see you again very soon. Peace. I'm out.